All right, on Saturday, Austin Peay will kick off its season on the road against the defending SEC champion Georgia Bulldogs. The odds are long that the Govs will pull off an upset, but if you watched Austin Peay's historic turnaround last season, you know they've made a habit of beating the odds. Now I want to introduce you to Landrey, the daughter of a Govs assistant coach, has beaten the odds for nearly 6 years, thanks to a support system that's growing by the day. Nearly 6 years ago, Landrey was born with a congenital heart defect. She spent the first 73 days of her life in the hospital.
She had open heart surgery on October 29th, 2012, and we thought the surgery went well. And about 24 hours later, things took another pretty terrible turn, and she coded 4 times within 9 days post-operation.
That alone is enough to test a parent's faith.
What happens when God doesn't really answer the way you think it should be answered? And you lean on one another, and you still continue to trust Him.
14 hospital trips, diagnosis of epilepsy, immunodeficiency, intellectual disability. Joshua and Kristen were holding on to their faith with both hands as doctors finally gave a name to the rare type of gene mutation that Landrey has.
CSN K2B, and she's the first documented case in the United States. She's only 4th in history with anybody ever having an error there, but she's the first one with the type of error that she has in that gene in the whole world in history.
Right now, there's no cure, and the have learned to spend each day praying for the best while trying not to think about the worst.
You're always on guard. You know, I check oxygen saturation and a heart rate and respiratory rate every day. You know, you wake up and you run to her bedside, make sure she's okay. I mean, you do live on alert.
Just every step along the way, there hadn't been a concrete answer, a concrete definition thing. Hey, this is what we need to do. It's a day-by-day process for us. The Kristen and Joshua from 6 years ago, knowing where we're at today, would not be able to handle it. It was a day by day. It was like, all right, God, I need grace for today. You deal with the issues in the moment.
Moments like this on the football field are welcome sanctuary for Joshua. He's entering his 3rd season as Austin Peay's offensive line coach. Kristen's a former journalist and does some sideline reporting for Governor's games when she can. Football is part therapy for both of them.
I've had the easier task in all of this. I go to work every day. I have a very full day. And I get time to take a deep breath every once in a while. One thing we're learning this season is that football can be very, very unifying, not only for our family and for this football team to see something and to see something in Landrey, but to have everybody come together and support our little girl has been really, really humbling.
That support has come in waves. As years of medical bills piled up, the reluctantly needed some help.
We've used every asset that we knew how, and we've just got to a point to where the interest on the payments was superseding at such a rapid point we didn't have anywhere else really to turn.
Kristen's mom started a GoFundMe account. The goal is $124,000. 2 weeks in, they've raised more than $97,000.
We are just tremendously grateful that people have, you know, entrusted us with this opportunity.
You just want to say thank you so much more, and just tell people we're not going to let them stop with us.
The are in the early stages of developing some type of foundation for parents going through something similar, with Landrey as the face of hope and compassion.
I do think that a lot of people relate to Landrey because they may not have a special needs child or a very sick child, but I think, like he said at some point, that everyone has had something they have gone through or are going to go through. What do you do with your outlook? What do you do with perspective? And I think that's why people are drawn to the story of Landrey, because I think they identify with it on some level.
Here's a wonderful twist. Georgia fans who call themselves Dog Nation learned about Landrey's story, and so Bulldog supporters who will be cheering against Austin Peay on Saturday are donating money to the GoFundMe account. If you'd like to donate, it's called For the Love of Landrey. Joe?